Today, in my oral presentation, I'll be speaking about why I believe that fee-free tafe should stay free. Now, I want you guys to imagine someone walking past a job site, a hospital, maybe a childcare center, a big sign that says staff needed, urgent. They pause, not because they're surprised, but because it's something they've always wanted. They've always dreamed of helping people, eager, capable, and ready to contribute. But they keep walking. Now, you may think, maybe they didn't think they were smart enough. Maybe they just didn't have the drive needed for the job. But the reality is, the cost of education standing in their way. This is the silent reality of thousands of Australians, and it's why I believe that fee-free tafe is not only necessary, but it's urgent. Now, I'm not here to lecture you all. I'm here because it's clear to me that so many of us know that fee-free tafe isn't just a good policy, it's absolutely needed. It doesn't just end at education or jobs, it's more about justice. It's about giving people a real chance to contribute to their community and about fixing a broken system that's been understaffed, under-resourced, and unequal for far too long. Fee-free tafe saves lives by making essential careers within reach. Australia is facing a national skills crisis. According to Job Skills Australia, 9 out of 10 occupations currently experiencing skills training shortages require vocational training. That is what is offered by TAFE. According to the Smart Company, that's 303 occupations desperately crying out for skilled workers. We are talking about paramedics, electricians, aged care workers, and teachers. These aren't abstract roles. They are the backbone of our society. But when fees stand in the way, those roles go unfilled. It's easy to hear about that and just nod. But the reality is, it's more than a statistic. That's a patient in a waiting room with no nurse to treat them. That's a bushfire with nobody to contain it. And that's a child in need of care but nobody to go to. Fee-free tafe isn't just about jobs, but the core of it is fairness. 50,899 job seekers, 15,296 disabled individuals, and 6,845 First Nations people have enrolled in TAFE. 68% of these enrollments are made up of women. 130,000 women taking qualification under the fee-free TAFE program. 130,000. That's not just a number. That's 130 chances at stability, dignity, and independence. Think about it. It's a mother standing in a grocery aisle, finally able to fill her trolley, without feeling guilty knowing she won't have to skip rent this month. It's a woman escaping violence, now able to support her and her children who rely on her strength. For these people, fee-free tafe is more than just an education. It's a lifeline. It's their first chance in years to imagine a future with their name on it. Fee-free tafe says that you matter. You belong here and you're not too late. You and I deserve the same access and right to an education. A study done by the Smiths family showed that 1 in 5 Australians don't complete Year 12. This became 1 in 4 in 2022. Out of 2,000 disadvantaged Australian students, 68% finished Year 12 and 28% left school early. These early school leavers were shown to be less likely to ever be employed or engage in any form of study for the rest of their lives. These aren't people that don't care. Many come from low-income families, rural areas, or marginalized communities. For them, education is not out of reach, it's completely off the table. If I was robbed of my right to an education, I'd lose hope in all the dreams that I once had. The dreams that I had as a little girl wishing to be a doctor would be completely wiped out. When we remove the financial barrier, people show up. They persist and they stay. According to ACARA, since January, over 500,000 enrollments have been made in fee-free TAFE courses. The original prediction was 180,000 enrollments by the end of 2023. But in just 6 months, the number reached 214,300 enrollments. Even in a strong economy, the demand for training is high, said by David Colton, CEO of TAFE South Australia. These enrollments would have been significantly lowered if TAFE required a fee. How can we possibly remove a program that benefits individuals all over Australia, allowing them to go beyond the confinements they would have faced if it never existed? I believe accessibility makes it possible. So to all the employers listening, ask yourself, how will you find the skilled workers that your business so desperately needs if fee-free TAFE never existed? We as a collective need to see fee-free TAFE not as a cost, but as an investment in the people who will keep our country running. As I approach my last argument, I know that there's many people in the audience thinking, I worked hard for my degree, why shouldn't they have to? But here's something to remember. The world today isn't the same as it was back then. Maybe back then, buying your first house was within reach. Jobs were more stable and education fees were lower and more manageable. Today, the cost of living has skyrocketed. Housing prices have soared beyond what most people can even imagine affording. Many people juggling jobs just to get by. The economy is much tougher. Some people don't have parents that can help them with their rent or their tuition, or even their living expenses. Many didn't have the privilege of having reliable internet or a quiet place to even study. Imagine your child not being able to shine because you couldn't afford it. This guilt and frustration rises for thousands of disadvantaged Australians all over the country. For those who haven't faced these challenges, it might be hard to understand, but education is not a privilege for only some, it's a right for all. Fee-free TAFE isn't just a policy. It's a promise to every Australian that no dream should be too expensive and nobody should have to walk past a job site because they weren't born with the key needed for the job. Let's keep this promise. Let's keep TAFE free and our futures open to build a stronger, fairer Australia for all of us. Thank you for listening.